All right, so Charlamagne, you are up. You're up. Step on up to the plate. We about to dig in. All right. You're supposed to be this mental health advocate, or at least that's what you call yourself, right? I even saw this online, right? It says, through his book, Shook One, Anxiety Playing Tricks on Me, Charlamagne aims to remove stigmas around mental health. That's what it says, right? Now, I don't know who would be empty-headed enough to really take this man seriously when it comes to mental health, but his recent statements on Reesa Tessa and, the whole Who the F Did I Marry series, the stuff he was saying really shows me that he really don't, he do not care about all that. He do not care, girl.
I ain't the only press it holy, worship me, yeah, you can flow me. I ain't the only, you so lonely, insecure, they don't control me, boy, you can't.
So I saw a clip on social media where I guess the hosts of The Breakfast Club were talking about the situation with Reesa and the whole Who the F Did I Marry series, right? And, I didn't expect anything of coherence to come, especially when they added Jess Hilarious to the mix. I'm like, oh, y'all, y'all want it to be just a room full of empty heads. That's what you want it to be, because there ain't no way you recruiting Miss Mamas over there and you think we about to get any kind of valuable discussion, meaningful dialogue, interesting conversation, right? So, we've been knew that, right? I really think we need to punt The Breakfast Club right straight into the sun. Y'all already know I've been thinking that shit. So as they're discussing it, and I already did a video on the whole Reesa situation, talking about the series. Just check my channel, right? So as they're discussing it, Charlamagne says, okay, like y'all are talking about the situation, y'all describing it, but I hear a lot of big back behavior. Does she, of course referring to Reesa, does she have a big back? That's what he said. And then Jess Hilarious ass gonna come in and say, yes, she do. She gives Sheila, obviously from the Tyler Perry movie, of course, Sheila that was driving up the mountain. That's what she said. That's what Jess said. And it's so funny. Before I even get into Charlamagne ass, it's so funny that the Breakfast Club found someone who is even more of a bird than Angela Yee, right? Like, the only way the Breakfast Club will actually work for their empty-headed, dim-witted audiences is if the hosts are either three men, or if you have someone on there like Jess who won't mind taking a shit on black women with the men, right? Right? Like, Angela Yee was really annoying, right? Mostly for how she would sit there and play dumb or be silent when the nig-nogs were noggin. Like, staying silent in the face of blatant misogyny. But Jess Hilarious here, she ain't gonna stay silent. She ain't gonna shut the fuck up. She is going to make sure that we can see how silly she looks. Charlamagne continued, right, by saying, before he said that big back shit, right? So then he continued. He says, some of you big backs gotta stop being so thirsty for a man. Big back belief is not like everybody else belief. So he's basically implying, well, these big back bitches, they so desperate and they so, they so insecure and they so desperate. Oh my God, they not like everybody else. They're big, they big. Oh my God, they not like anybody else. And it would make sense that Charlamagne ass would take such a pervasive issue of, women being scammed by men and reduce it to big back behavior, right? Like, of course, Charlamagne's simpleton ass would take such an issue that so many people face and reduce it to big backness. Now, if y'all, before I address that, if y'all really wanted something to argue about, like if y'all really wanted to get into it, y'all would have been talking about how Christianity plays a role in so many women being abused and mistreated, and how men go out of their way to make victims of those personality types, especially if she is a part of, one of the many churches who hate divorce so much that these churches would rather see you endure a fucked up marriage than see y'all divorce. And even when they do divorce in these churches, the congregation, their community, hates divorced women so much more than they hate divorced men. They seek these personalities out. Yeah, if y'all really wanted to get into some rah-rah, y'all could have talked about a conversation like that. But instead, he ain't talking about that. He ain't talking about that, because that would be a very uncomfortable conversation. Charlamagne talking about big backs and saying that women like her are desperate. So Charlamagne says all that while not considering how society tells women that they're gonna hit a wall, that they're gonna dry up, so they better get a man now. He's not looking at how society tells women that they are less than if they don't have a man. They tell them that certain tasks like finances, whatever, etc., can only be done by men, and you need one because he's supposed to be the head of the household. He won't take a look at how society treats women who are unmarried or women who are divorced. He won't take a look at the social landscape and see how people like single mothers are treated compared to single or deadbeat fathers. And I know Reesa isn't a mother, apparently, from my knowledge, right? But it just goes to show you what men are allowed to get away with when it comes to relationship, marriages, houses, kids, jobs, family, and what women, are not allowed to get away with. Y'all will make fun of a woman for being independent, saying that she's independent, saying that she's fine by herself, she's all right, she's chilling, you know what I mean? Y'all, she's focusing on her career, whatever. Y'all will literally say that there's something fucking wrong with her. So when other women internalize all of this bullshit from society, right, which Reesa herself admitted that she did. She said that she was desperate. She said she was rushing things. She ignored the red flags, but that she learned from this experience, right? So when women start to internalize all the fucked up things that society tells them, right, that they should, and then they start rushing into shit for a man, like y'all tell them to do. Y'all make fun of them when it doesn't work out for them or when the relationship blows up. So y'all make fun of women for not having a man, and when they rush out and go get one, y'all make fun of them for having gone through a relationship where they themselves were the victims. And then to imply that only women who are heavier or whatever, bigger, internalize bullshit from society is so funny. Like, Jess, hilarious, you sitting right there looking like a toothpick, and you're still corny and lame. You're still just as desperate. You're still desperate. So what's all this shade for women who are bigger? You're still fucking corny, whether your back is small or big, babes. What does that have to do with anything? Y'all had the real tea is that y'all have such weak self-image. You have such weak self-esteems that in order to barely function, you search for someone to step on to feel better about yourselves. And it's funny because you can't realize, especially just sitting there, like, oh my God, you can't realize that at the end of the day, you are stepping on yourself too, mama. And with this whole thing, you're stepping on your fucking self. You think if you take a day off, Jess, that these two men ain't gonna sit around here dragging women that are in the same predicament as your ass is, mama? Like, aren't you a single mother or some shit? Like, do you really want to lean into stereotypes, mama? You really, as a single black, like, you really want to lean into stereotypes with these misogynist ass men, girl? Not only are you stepping on someone else, but you're stepping on yourself while doing it. How can you not see that shit? And Charlamagne and the rest of y'all sitting up there, it's just like, this is the shit that y'all have to add to the conversation. And what's crazy is that these Bidens and Kamalas and all that shit, they are the first ones, like, these kinds of nignogs are the first ones to have these politicians visit they platforms and shit. And it's just like, I wish that shit was not the case at all, girl. Y'all are so pathetic. Y'all no kind of new conversation, no nuanced conversation, no, just a bunch of nignoggery. It's just a bunch of nignoggery. And we supposed to just sit here, and it's just like, I be walking the fence with their ass, because on one part of me is just like, yo, we should just ignore these bitches until they have faded into dust and darkness. Like, we should just ignore these bitches. But on the other hand, they so fucking loud. Like, oh my God, they're just so loud. Their messages go all across to the fucking White House, bitch. You know what I mean? Political elections and shit, they be having these fucking candidates up here, and they don't be talking about nothing. They don't be talking about nothing. Just big backs and stupid shit. That's why I'm like, we need to, I don't know how y'all hackers want to hack into people's fucking Netflix accounts, and like, girl, y'all need to, after y'all delete the student loans, y'all need to take they shit off of the screens forever. Take the Breakfast Club off our screens forever. Ooh, child, they piss me off so much. And it's just like, you know why? Part of the reason why is, like, I see so many, like, black platforms, right, that are not as big as the Breakfast Club, don't have as much coin, don't have as much pull. And I'm like, these smaller black platforms, these up and coming ones, or even ones that are even more established than just up and coming, but they're doing different kinds of work. They're having different kinds of conversation, bitch. Oh my God, I cannot wait till we done with their ass. I can't wait till y'all done checking their ass. I can't wait till they done in y'all car radios. I can't wait till they're off the fucking air, girl. It's just pathetic and boring, tired, archaic. Okay? On that note, let me know what y'all think. Thank you so much for watching, and make sure that you have a good goddamn evening.
Dragging bitches, so they tryna ban drag. Ain't it sad that y'all write them laws as undercover bags? Ho, you mad that I'm a nigga fucking on another man? Cause I can't.